Okay then, Cancer, it's your turn. Happy New Year. It's 2017. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. You know, when we look at the sign of Cancer, I'd like to think that the eclipses that are happening, especially the lunar eclipses, will be pretty significant in determining some of the things that may be focused. We can't go through everything now, and I will be giving you more detail as the months come round. But I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what's happening with some of the outer transits. But these eclipses, there we see there, for example, on February 11, the eclipse of the moon in the sign of Leo, which is your second house of money and earnings, seems significant. And then again in August 8th, another lunar eclipse in the opposite part of the heavens in the sign of Aquarius. And mind you, your ruling planet, we call it a planet, it's not a planet. The moon is transiting through the 8th house again as the new year commences. With Venus, the planet of profitability for Cancer, in that 8th house as well. So there's a strong focus on this whole idea of saving, taxes, sharing your money with other people, loans, borrowings, and the second house, which is your capacity to earn. So here we see that you do have the capacity to earn, but these eclipses tend to bust open an egg, if I could use that sort of analogy. It's an egg is really a gestating being. So I get the feeling there's something there within the Cancerian temperament right now in terms of finance and money that's gestating. It may not be ready to crack, but those eclipses, those dates that I've mentioned, I think are pertinent times when that egg, that gestating idea, the seed that's germinating, has to sprout sometime. The egg has to bust open, and they are the times, I believe, when you're going to get some breakthroughs in terms of your finances. Cancer is a sign that requires some measure of domestic stability. We see that you've had Jupiter transiting this area of your horoscope throughout much of 2016. Oh, I'm getting a call, but let me just turn that off for the moment. Excuse me, I've lost my notes. I'm back. The Jupiter transit in your fourth house is significant in that it will very much help you expand in that area. Because Jupiter is all about expansion. It's where you're really going to feel most fruitful. And that transit continues up until October 10th, 2017. So that's still a long way to go. You've got a very powerful influence of Uranus in your 10th house of profession, and that's absolutely aspecting and has just had an opposition aspect to that Jupiter in your 4th house. For some of you, the latter part of 2016 might have been fraught with some unexpected and not necessarily good events happening within the family, to the property, to your home, to your fixed assets. That's passing now, and it still gives you the opportunity to get back on track and to stabilise the affairs of your domestic circumstances. Saturn, the planet of your relationships, it's also the planet of perseverance and tests, trials and tribulations in your 6th house. And that continues there up until the 20th of December, 2017. So I'm giving you the nuts and bolts here. I'm looking at what punctuates your year predominantly. There we see the nice aspect between Uranus and Saturn in the 10th house, career, and the 6th house, which has a lot to say about your work. It's got a lot to do with the way you work, the habits. It shows having Saturn there. If you're capable of working with that planet, you become a lot more diligent, a lot more focused on what it is you want to achieve in your work. Doesn't necessarily mean your work practices have flowed all that easily, but you're definitely learning through obstruction, through challenge, through trials and tribulations in that area, exactly what you need to do to improve your luck and your opportunities in 2017. That planet will then move in the last month of 2017 into your relationships area, where Pluto has also been doing quite a bit of its work in preparing you for this stabilizing influence of Saturn. For some it will be stabilizing, for others over the next couple of years Saturn is going to make a major conjunction to Pluto in your 7th house of relationships. So tension is building in that area. So what we want to do is we want to diffuse that, we want to decompress that, we want to give you the tools by which you can use that planet to make the best of your relationships. And this also applies to business partnerships. What I see also, speaking about money, which we started the reading with, is the reverse transit of the North Node or the karmic point into your finance sector around the latter part of May, early June. That's going to commence an 18-month period. And so again, along with those eclipses, and of course eclipses occur on what we call the nodal axis, those karmic points, those invisible points in the zodiac. So they are very, very significant. We see the North Node showing great desire to earn money, to put yourself in a better financial position in 2017. And I think that is where much of your focus is going to be. Be very, very careful. You have that conjunction on New Year's Day itself of Mars and Neptune in your 9th house. Again, those planets have been closely associated with the South Node, which is your past karma. So it's showing that a lot of the troubles you're going to have may actually have to do with not just what you've done in the past financially, but the attitude that you've brought to your financial dealings. So big lessons there. Mars, Neptune, the South Node in the zone of higher mind, educational pursuits, tertiary education, long distance travels. Just wait for the first month of the year before you make any drastic changes to your finances, Cancer. That's shown by the fact that Mars will move out of that area around 27th February, right into the 10th house, your professional house, which is an awesome placement to give you the results that you want. Let's talk more about that in February. In the meantime, you can get the text version. I've written all of the 2017 horoscopes for each of the 12 signs available to you right now at astrology.com.au. I know it's brief, it's a synopsis. Let's get the ball rolling with it though. Take a look at what more I've got to say there at the site, and I do look forward to your company again here next month. See you soon. Bye-bye.